Hey guys, Matt Henderson here. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 1995 Buzz Lightyear. This was the very first full-size Buzz Lightyear action figure ever made, and whenever I say that, I don't just mean that it's an original style of Buzz Lightyear. This is the first edition of the ultimate talking action figure Buzz Lightyear. So this is the oldest full-size Buzz Lightyear that you could buy. This would have been the first one that would have ever been available. Not like the literal first one, like obviously this is not the first one off the assembly line, that's not what I mean. But this would have been the very first type that you could buy. So yeah, from a historical sense, this figure is very cool. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to buy it. So yeah, one of the ways you could tell that's the original, the main way of course, is the box. The original 1995 Buzz Lightyears actually have this yellow stripe on the front of the box with the name Buzz Lightyear on it. The later versions have, it's like a blue emblem. It's kind of like his sticker here. It's like a blue emblem instead of a yellow stripe. And those ones are the 1996 reissue. And they may have been for 1997 as well, but I'm not entirely sure. But either way, those were definitely a reissue. This was the original. And the figure itself is different from the re-release. So there are differences. I'm not going to be comparing them in this video. I might eventually make a comparison video for those. I do have the 1996 version and the 99 version and the 2004 version, but I'm missing a couple others of the original Buzz Lightyear. So if I ever get those, I will do a massive comparison video, but for now, I just want to focus on this figure because I have it in the box and I got a lot to say about it. So yeah, let's get started. So let's start with the rest of the box. So I already talked about the yellow stripe. If we look on the bottom half of the box, we have a render of Buzz. And it says original voice. This Buzz does have Tim Allen's voice from the movie. The phrases are ripped directly from the movie. They were not recorded specifically for this Buzz. That's pretty much how it was until about 1997-ish for Buzz Lightyear toys. And then after that they had new lines. Most of the time they had new lines specifically made for the toys. So yeah. And then we also have, this is a little, I guess it's like a coupon or something. I've never taken it off the box. But it's some kind of like coupon for Walt Disney Records. And as you can see, it expires in March of 1996. So if we got any time travelers watching, take a note. And then on the bottom right of the box, we have an image of Buzz. This is the actual toy Buzz, it's not a render. And they're showing off some of the features. So we have push buttons for voice and sound. And then push button for laser light. You know, what's cool is that little render of Buzz, or it's not a render, the picture is actually the prototype. And you'll see them on the other sides of the box. So these are all the prototype for the 1995 Buzz. And some of the differences, I might make another video about this, but the stickers are a bit different, and there's a few other things. I'll talk about it more when I get to the very back of the box. But here we have some more features of the figure. Has the phrases, the multi-phrase voice sampler. Oh yeah, so on the box, one thing I think is weird. The front of the box does not say Toy Story. It does on that little coupon, but on the side of the box, that's where it actually says Toy Story. Thought that was very strange. So there's that side. Then it shows the pop-out wings. And then it shows that it has a retractable helmets, push button for laser and sound, and then the green trim glows in the dark, and it is fully posable. I would hope so. But sadly, with the Toy Story 4 Buzz Lightyears, you did not get that. I'm just poking fun. So here's the back of the box. So we get a full view of the prototype, and there are quite a few differences. One thing that I noticed is that there's actually screws in this gray part of his arm, or it's really his elbow area. Those are not present on the final figure. And the stickers are a bit different colored. The wings are a bit different. And his face looks quite different. The paint color is a bit different. The mold is very similar, but it's just a bit different from the final one, but it's certainly similar enough that most people probably wouldn't even tell it's that different. And then one thing that I think is cool, it actually has pictures of all the stickers. I think that's kind of cool for some reason. That's the top half of the box, and on the bottom, they advertise a Buzz Lightyear electronic talking bank, which, by the way, I actually saw one of those in Goodwill years ago, and I did not buy it. I wish I had. And then it shows how to install the batteries. Now, this is something I think is interesting. It shows a battery cover. On the actual figure, this battery cover right here is purple. And it also has what looks like to be a screw holding on. Well, on the real figure, there is no screw. It just kind of slides in. So that's kind of a neat difference. So yeah, it shows it takes 2 AA batteries. And my figure actually uses the original batteries that it came with. And I have no idea how they still work. But this figure had something really kind of strange going on with it. It actually, whenever I tried to put new batteries in it, it would not work. It forced me to use the old ones, but thankfully the old ones still work, so it was fine. But if I didn't have those old batteries, I may have been out of luck. So that's kind of, I don't know how that happens, but yeah. And then this side of the box is basically the same as the other side, just a bit different. And the top of the box has a sort of unique Buzz Lightyear logo. And the bottom of the box just has like the barcode. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for the box. Taking them out of the box is pretty simple. I'll go ahead and do that off camera. On these old boxes, they did not actually feature twist ties. The twist tie did not come until Intergalactic Buzz Lightyear, so this is quite easy to take out of the box. So yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, so I got Buzz out of the box. He's pretty easy to get out of the box, like I was saying. You basically take this foam insert, you slide it out of the top of the box, and then there's this little separate piece that's like underneath the yellow stripe, and then you lift that up and then you can pull Buzz right out. So it's a very simplistic box. It's a very simplistic box. So I'll go ahead and take this out of the shot, and I'll start talking about Buzz. So I'm going to talk about his posability first. His posability is a bit different from the later Buzz Lightyears. As you can kind of see, I have his legs bent in a weird position, and that is because this Buzz has a very, I don't know how to explain this. It's not a very good system for his legs. So his legs do not snap into place whatsoever. They have 0 points of articulation, so thankfully on this one they're not loose, but I'll go ahead and show you. I actually have 2 of these. I probably should have mentioned that before. I have another one right here. This one's used, and his legs are extremely loose. This one is basically unable to stand up. So, and then his ankles also have no points of articulation. So, I'm glad that this one is in good shape, because otherwise I don't think it would be able to stand up at all. And even though it can stand up, it is kind of hard to get him standing, and he's still able to fall over sometimes. So yeah. And then as for his legs can swing out. They don't swing out as far as they do later on. They also don't go in as far. Like when you try to pinch them in, they kind of pop back out. So his legs are a bit clunky, and they definitely improve them later on. And then his waist can rotate. It's very tight on this one, so I'm not going to move it very much. But it can rotate all the way around. And then his arms are very stiff, but it moves back that far. Then it moves down this far. Then at the shoulder, he can move up and down. And at the elbow, it rotates in and out. And then the hands can rotate all the way around. Fingers can move out, and then the pointer finger can be moved individually. And then on the other arm, this arm can rotate all the way around, but otherwise it is the exact same. And then on this Buzz, he does not have a rotating head. So his head is stuck in place. And then I'll go ahead and show you the wings. One thing that's very unfortunate about these old Buzz Lightyears, their wings are basically all broken. This one is the same. So his wings, you have to basically hold in the button and pull them out manually. The clip that's inside the wings, it is very prone to snapping. On this one, I don't know how long they last, but most of them, if not all of them, are broken on the original 1995 Buzz Lightyears. On my 1996 Buzz Lightyears, I actually have two of them. They both work. And then my Toy Story 2 one works. So it seems to only apply to this one. And I noticed that the intergalactic Buzz Lightyears have the same issue as well. So yeah, thankfully not all of the original Buzz Lightyears, like the re-releases, not all of them have bad wings. But all of these ones pretty much are broken, so that's very unfortunate. But yeah, the wings do look cool. Unfortunately, mine, even though it was brand new, the top of the wings is starting to kind of scrape off on both sides. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it's kind of just not a great design because there's a lot of friction inside the wings. So in both old and newer Buzz Lightyears, it's common to see the wings get damaged, like the striping. So yeah, I think it's about time I show you his phrases. So this Buzz, his phrases are kind of different. The phrases are not that special compared to other Buzz Lightyears, but this Buzz, he does have 4 phrases, but he basically has 3 sets of the 4 phrases. And I'll go ahead and show you. So the phrases are different each time he says them. It's kind of confusing. But basically, think about it like this. He doesn't really have 4 phrases. He basically has like about 12-ish. So I'll go ahead and show you. You'll kind of know. So I'll go through all of them. So yeah, here we go.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. To infinity and beyond. I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. To infinity and beyond.
So those are all the phrases. So as you can see, sometimes Buzz may or may not shoot the laser during the phrases. And then I know on the second Buzz Lightyear the Rescue, it combines it with To Infinity and Beyond. So the phrases have a bit of variation. They're not just the same 4 over and over. Even I noticed that as a kid. Like I had the 1999 Buzz. And I always thought that was kind of neat how the phrases were the same, but they had a few differences. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you the laser now. The button is very kind of hard to push down. But yeah, the button is a lot darker. Like all the red buttons are much darker red than the later ones. And then the button is also just hard to push down. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about this figure. It's a pretty great figure overall. It was a great start. It's not perfect by any means. There were a lot of things that they would improve later on. But for a long time, this was basically the base Buzz Lightyear figure that Thinkway and even Mattel, Disney Store, they would base their own figures somewhat off of this one. Their sculpts were very similar, and their features were very similar. And for a very long time, this was the base Buzz Lightyear figure, along with the re-releases of it. So it was very cool to review this figure. I'm very happy to have it in my collection. I do love this figure, but I am very glad that they actually improved it later on. So yeah, here's what the two have look like next to each other, but that one's gonna fall over. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this figure. I'll have more videos coming out soon. So yeah, bye.